Hello everyone, it's me, Gamer54 my video, and today, we're back. Yes, we're back, and today, we're gonna be tackling Alex Bale, the Goofy Goober alien cult theory. Okay, so, we're really now in the territory of, okay, guess we're locking in because, what? But anyways, guys, we're gonna be doing a video on this one. Hopefully, this video doesn't get blocked like the Neptune theory because of Camp Coral. But we are tackling, the SpongeBob movie, the first one ever. So we're just gonna see. I will find a way to get the Muse stuff into it. But anyways, hopefully this goes well. So sit back, relax. Here we go.
That's right. You read the title correctly. This is the Goofy Goober alien death cult theory, and no, I am not joking. This seemingly innocent
My brother, I'm pretty sure everyone is. You're trolling us right now.
SpongeBob movie actually has a much darker and tragic meaning to it. I am being 100% serious when I tell you that I think this is my best, most convincing theory yet.
All right.
If you thought my evolution theory was dark, well, get ready. This is the Goofy Goober alien death cult theory.
Okay, how do you even think of this, to be honest? Aw, look at the little guinea pig. In case you're wondering, yes, I will find a way to... Oh.
Hey, what's the biggest animal that you have? Oh boy, Alex has finally lost his mind.
Alright. I know I made it earlier, but yeah, the original Neptune theory, right? Because in case you didn't realize, we were actually watching the new updated one, that was part of the Alex Bale compilation, in which Alex Bale, adds a mini theory and his input in it. The reason why is that is because Camp Coral footage kind of made the video block. So I'm trying to find a way to at least get the context of the Muse stuff over there. We're gonna see if this works here. If not, then we're gonna have to do something about it. But let's carry on.
Goober alien death cult theory? What, did he make that in a random word generator?
Ha.
Trust me, there's actually a lot to this theory. And if anyone's qualified to make it, it's me, considering I made a whole web series about a restaurant being a front for a cult. Here at Pizza
Really?
Time Pizza, we don't use any preservatives or fake ingredients. Pizza Time Pizza is not a cult.
Hey, yo, calm down.
But those are the old days. I'm the SpongeBob guy now, and there is an insane demand.
Dang,
for
I
more
feel
of
like
these
we
theories.
missed out on the whole
Mrs. Pumpkin has
Halloween
like
stuff,
12
didn't we?
million views. That is crazy. Thank you guys so much. Now, this is the part of the video where I try to make you think I'm about to start the theory, but then, oh boy, a sponsor. Everyone loves those.
Huh.
Today, I'm actually sponsored by a company that I'm really excited to talk about. Happy Meat Farms is an animal farming company that offers...
Yeah, we're not trying to hear about the Happy Meat Farm. We actually did a videos on
Goofy
those.
Goobers is an old-fashioned ice cream parlor that first appeared in the SpongeBob movie. It's the very definition of a fun, innocent place for children. So,
yeah.
How on earth did I come to the conclusion that it's actually an alien death cult? In fact, what even is an alien death cult? Usually, it's a religious group that wants you to believe that one day aliens will come to Earth and take the members of the cult to a better place. And in order to get there, they have to commit mass suicide. The most infamous example of this being Heaven's Gate. Like I said, this is going to be a very dark video with some serious subject matter. So,
oh boy.
How does this have anything to do with Goofy Goobers? In the more recent seasons of SpongeBob, they've started referencing Goofy Goobers again.
This is going to be a risky video, ain't it?
There's an episode called The Goofy Newbie where Patrick gets a job there. And it's in this
Goofy
episode
Newbie?
when Patrick is watching an employee training video that I first realized there was something more going on here.
The story of our ice cream begins with our founder, Reginald Goober, who for some unexplained reason was nicknamed Goofy. In 1842, he headed west in a covered ice cream wagon. He served his warm ice cream on rocks and sticks.
Oh.
From those humble beginnings, Goofy Goober has grown into a multi-billion-dollar business.
Ching.
It's a pretty standard company video. They just want their employees to wash their hands and keep their work area clean.
We only ask that you, 1, practice good hygiene.
Yeah.
2, maintain good work habits.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Except
Standard.
there's one more thing that they want you to do.
And 3, believe in extraterrestrials.
What?
Case, hats, and ice cream.
What?
Huh. An organization that wants you to believe in aliens. That couldn't be a Heaven's Gate reference in SpongeBob, could it? No, that's crazy. And even if it was, it could just be a random throwaway gag. There's no way Goofy Goobers is actually a cult, right? But then I started to rewatch every appearance of Goofy Goobers, and things took on a whole new meaning. One of the most basic ideas of a cult is that they...
Alright, I know this video is going to be risky, so I might as well just say what I gotta say, to be honest. It's surprising to me. Like, okay, so you mean to tell me that they are making Goofy Goober like a reoccurring, place now? Like, I thought like the Goofy Goober was like, it's just for one time in the SpongeBob movie, and that's about it, right? That's about it. But you mean to tell me that they're bringing back recurring villains? Sorry, not recurring villains, but you mean to tell me they're bringing people, stuff like Bubble Bass being a recurring villain and most likely beefing with Mr. Krabs. I don't know. It's just something like that. You mean to tell me that they're bringing back the Goofy Goobers about all that? And you mean to tell me there's no room for Squilliam? I mean, that was Squidward's first op. Squilliam was the first theory about this. And you mean to tell me that the SpongeBob don't bring back Squilliam? Dang. Next, you're going to tell me they're going to retcon that Squilliam never existed.
They strip you of your individuality and make you change your entire identity to be about the cult. And that's exactly what Goofy Goobers does. Everyone there wears Goofy Goober uniforms just like a cult. I mean, what other restaurant has not just employees, but customers that always dress up in a specific way? And their theme song that is constantly repeated and reinforced.
Also,
is just
where's the
simple
parents?
line,
I'm a Goofy Goober, yeah. You're a Goofy Goober, yeah.
Where's the parents, really?
I'm a Goofy Goober, you're a Goofy Goober, we're all Goofy Goobers. It is literally just a song saying that your whole identity is based around Goofy Goobers, and that's it. And in the SpongeBob movie, there's a scene where SpongeBob and Patrick have to try their best to not sing along to the theme song, and it literally causes them intense pain to not sing along.
Don't sing along,
It's as if they've been brainwashed and physically can't stop themselves from singing it. And you can't even just chalk this up to SpongeBob and Patrick being weirdos. 2 other fish can't stop themselves from singing along, even though it means they'll get beat up for it.
Goofy, Goofy, Goober, Goobers, yeah!
Dang.
And just like how many cults have an icon or god that they worship, Goofy Goobers has the dancing peanut mascot that's all over the restaurant's branding. I mean, just look at how excited all the kids are when he comes out.
Goofy Goober!
Alright, but just because kids like a mascot doesn't mean that they have some kind of religious worship for them. Well,
but still, though, like, I just need to ask, where's the parents? Or are the parents okay with their kids just frolicking around in, by themselves? Because I'm not sure if Alex Bale speaks of this, but I don't know if I'm done, but I don't think I ever saw a window in the first movie.
if you don't believe me, take it from SpongeBob himself.
Open your eyes, Patrick! We blow bubbles, we eat ice cream, we worship a dancing peanut for corn's sake!
We do not worship him.
Patrick, you've been wearing the same Goofy Goober peanut party underpants for 3 years straight!
Oh.
What do you call that?
Worship?
In the SpongeBob movie video game, there's even a Goofy Goober token that reads, "In Goofy we trust."
What?
Replacing the word God with Goofy. Things are looking awfully culty, aren't they? Cults will also often create reading material about
What?
their
In
beliefs for their
Goofy we
followers to
trust.
read, And
Dang.
Goofy Goobers is no exception to this. In the new SpongeBob spin-off, The Patrick Star Show, we see a Goofy Goober employee reading some kind of book about ice cream. And look at him, he's not busy working, he's choosing to read this in his downtime. I mean, compare him to Squidward, who sometimes reads in his downtime at work. It's not like he's reading about the Krusty Krab. This book looks a lot like it's a doctrine for a cult's beliefs. A major part of how cults get so successful is by getting their followers to give them money. Now, obviously, Goofy Goobers charges people for ice cream, but they actually convince their followers to trade their money for a made-up Goofy Goober currency.
I don't know what Plankton's paying you, but if you let us go, I can make it worth your while.
What is this?
That, sir, is $5 Goober dollars. Legal tender at any participating Goofy Goober.
This would explain how the Goofy Goober founder,
Man, shut up with all that.
ice cream on rocks and sticks, turned the company into a multi-billion-dollar franchise. He convinced people to believe that aliens would one day take them to a better place and got them to give him all their money. Another tactic that cults use to indoctrinate people is overloading them with compliments and making them feel special. And that's exactly what Goofy Goobers does to Patrick when he gets a job there. The training
I never saw
says
this
that they
episode.
appreciate him.
Hello and welcome. As a new Goofy Goober employee, we'd like you to know that we appreciate you.
And then his manager says the exact same thing.
I'm your manager, and I want you to know that I appreciate you.
And then
Why you gotta
despite
say
Patrick
so
messing up and
aggravated?
causing chaos,
Like
the man-
you could have said like, and I just want you to know that I appreciate you. Why you gotta do the extra stuff, man? Come on.
manager says it once again.
I'll give you another chance tomorrow. If it doesn't work out, I'm afraid you're fired. In a most appreciative way.
There is no reason for the manager to be disappreciative of Patrick after all the terrible work he's done.
And I mean, like, how can you how do you fire someone appreciatively? I'm pretty sure firing is just you're done. That's it. Finito. Get out my store. There's literally nothing appreciative of that. Like, someone tell me in the comments section below, how do you appreciately fire someone? Like,
just trying to emotionally manipulate him. The tactic is especially effective on vulnerable people like children. We see this in the Patrick Star Show. Not only did Patrick start eating Goofy Goober ice cream when he was young and eventually ended up working there and worshiping their god, but this green kid also grew up to become an employee at Goofy Goobers.
dang.
There's a clear pattern here. Kids who eat the ice cream all eventually join the cult. They are specifically targeting children for indoctrination, but their manipulation goes far beyond just psychological tactics.
Oh,
Trust
no.
me, we've just scratched the surface of how far Goofy Goobers will go to brainwash its members. Things are about to get darker.
All right. And back with Alex Bale. Oh, nah. Don't do it. Don't eat the ice cream. Oh, what did they do? No, don't tell me.
Oil change.
Oh, come on!
Remember?
Alright, there we go.
There's a part in the SpongeBob movie where SpongeBob and Patrick go to Goofy Goobers and eat tons of ice cream all night to the point where they become completely drunk off of it. It's a really funny scene, but it begs the question, why does the ice cream get them drunk? Maybe that's just how ice cream works in the SpongeBob universe, and it's the show's way of making a family-friendly alcohol reference.
Ha.
We've seen other instances where characters eat tons of ice cream and it doesn't have this effect
My
on
boy
them.
SpongeBob
Alright,
was
well,
going
maybe this was just a
crazy.
one-time gag for the movie, and it's not a consistent part of the continuity. But in the season 11 episode called The Cops, we get this scene.
Dang.
One too many Goofy Goobers again, eh, Patrick?
So,
First of all, how
another
is-
reference to Goofy Goober ice cream having a weird alcoholic effect?
Okay, that's suspicious. If only the ice cream in Goofy Goober is, making my boy Patrick go woozy. And also, how is Patrick so chill with the police? Like, what? Did my boy Patrick got connections? Okay, Patrick.
effect on people? Is it possible that they put something in the ice cream to make people more open to cult indoctrination? Cults have been known to use drugs to keep their followers obedient and suggestible. One of the most infamous examples of this being Charles Manson, who used LSD to convince his followers of his beliefs. If this is the case with Goofy Goobers, they'd probably want to make sure everyone there eats as much ice cream as possible, and the Goofy Goober building is actually cleverly designed in a way to ensure that this happens. There are no windows in the entire building, so you can't tell whether it's day or night. And the Goofy Goober clock just has random numbers on it, so it's impossible to keep track of time. Because of this, SpongeBob
make sure you
eats
bring a
ice
watch
cream
then.
all night and is actually late for work for the very first time. Also, can I point out the fact that the eyes on the clock seem to follow Patrick around in the Goofy Newbie? It's a really creepy and specific detail to include.
Why does he remind me about that clock guy from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared though?
Straight ahead, but here they're always watching Patrick, their next target for indoctrination. Now, if the ice cream is what keeps their followers in line, they definitely want to make sure their employees were eating as much as possible. And it turns out Goofy Goobers actually has a policy about this.
Wow, I can't believe Goofy Goober's employees get to eat all the ice cream they want on this job.
Huh.
The employees get to eat all of the ice cream they want.
Without
Very
paying?
Interesting. And there's evidence to suggest that the ice cream can do a lot more than just make you suggestible. At the beginning of the Goofy Newbie, Patrick is holding up the line asking for samples of ice cream. The employee he's talking to gets frustrated and calls for security to kick him out.
You sampled every flavor we have. Will you please just pick one?
I would like you to use my spoon.
You would think he's slick.
Have a sample mooch at the counter.
But there's something oddly familiar about this.
My man think he's
Hang on
slick.
a second. Isn't that Patrick's sister? The new
No,
spin-off
that
Patrick
can't
Star
be
Show
her
is
sister.
a prequel to the main show that introduces us to Patrick's little sister, Squidina.
Nah, it couldn't be. Can't be. Where's her nose? Like, I don't think Squidina would lose her nose. Like, that has to be at least one of those generic fish.
And here, we see her all grown up, working at Goofy Goobers. She's even credited as Squidina and has the same voice actor.
Oh.
In the Patrick Star Show, we actually do see her eating Goofy Goober ice cream as a kid, which fits with the pattern of kids who eat the ice cream eventually getting indoctrinated into the cult.
Oh,
Now, Squidina
okay.
and Patrick have a very close, loving relationship in the Patrick Star Show, but here, they act like they're total strangers. It's not surprising that Patrick would forget his own sister, but Squidina is always portrayed as being smart. It's almost like she completely forgot about him. One of the biggest tactics that cults use to indoctrinate
I mean, let's be
people
honest,
is
Patrick
isolating them
literally
from their
forgot
friends and
which
family
one is
to
his
make them
parents
more
and which one's
vulnerable
not.
and dependent on the cult. And that's exactly what we're seeing here with Squidina. She has no memory of her family. The ice cream might just be affecting her memory as well. I mean, if she was just meant to be some random reusable character here with no continuity, why would
Yeah,
the creators
look.
of ice cream might just be affecting her memory as well. I mean, if she was just meant to be
Alright, you see her, right? Right here. That's the face, right? Okay.
some random reusable character.
She could literally be right here. Hold on. She could literally be this. Okay, well, again, the lips, yeah, okay, I can't really defy the lips, but like, you know what I mean, right?
Why would the creators go out of their way to specifically credit her as Squidina, unlike the other random employees who are just credited as employee? Feels like they're deliberately trying to draw attention to it. At the end of the Goofy Newbie, Patrick goes crazy and eats a ton of the ice cream, and then the episode ends in
Wait.
a very interesting way.
Wait.
At the end of the Goofy Newbie, Patrick goes crazy and eats a ton of the ice cream, and then the episode ends.
Okay, first of all, I didn't need to know that Patrick has the Kirby technique. But why is this kid making Squidward? Look at it. The same schlong nose and everything. Why do you make Patrick? I mean, why do you make Squidward?
In a very
Or is that Squilliam?
interesting way. Now, I don't think Patrick was actually abducted by aliens. I mean, we see him on Earth in the very next episode, and the UFO has the same...
And also
faithfulness
because
on
some
the
of those
training
episodes
video.
are not
I
really
think that because of
episodic.
all
They're
the
just,
ice cream he ate,
you
he
know.
now fully accepts the Goofy Goober's beliefs, and it's caused him to hallucinate the UFO.
Nah.
So, at this point, I'd say we can make a very strong case for Goofy Goober's being a cult, but with this realization comes a very dark and tragic new meaning for the SpongeBob movie. Believe me, you will never look at that movie the same way again.
Nah, not my favorite movie. Come on, man. Don't. Oh, Alex, don't do it, please. Don't do it, man. Don't feed the cat. Well, don't feed the Muse the cat. Meow. Don't do it. So, the Muse once took over his garage. So, best believe he wasn't able to use his garage at all. Okay. How are you gonna ruin this childhood? MatPat mostly oh, come on! Alright. Okay. How are you gonna ruin the SpongeBob movie for me, huh? You know, I know people like to... I know a lot... I know I tend to react to MatPat a lot, and to the point that I'm pretty sure people would think that I'm MatPat's favorite fan. I know there... But I will admit when MatPat tends to ruin my childhood with mostly of his contradictions of SpongeBob, I mean, of Sonic and Mario. Yeah, the Mario one made Kevin an op for life. But, okay. Let's see. Okay, let's push through.
2004 SpongeBob movie is my favorite thing to come out of the franchise. It's funny, it's emotional, and it encapsulates everything great about SpongeBob. In this movie, SpongeBob goes on a journey of self-discovery and realizes that he doesn't need to change who he is and grow up to fit into society. He just has to embrace his inner kid and be himself. It's a great message that feels really fitting for the character.
Yeah.
But if you replace the word kid with Goofy Goober, SpongeBob's arc takes on a whole new meaning. It's not about SpongeBob embracing being himself. It's about SpongeBob fully accepting the indoctrination and beliefs of the Goofy Goober cult. The movie starts with SpongeBob not getting promoted to manager of the new Krusty Krab, a job
Dang.
that he desperately wanted and believed that he would get. When he finds out that Squidward got chosen instead of him, it completely destroys him. Cults will target vulnerable people who are at extremely low points, and the first place that SpongeBob goes to after having his heart broken is Goofy Goobers. After a night of getting drunk off of ice cream, he becomes resentful of Mr. Krabs and decides to tell him off.
I deserve that manager job, but you didn't give it to me.
Pop off,
You said
pop
I
off, King.
did. Well, I am 100% mad.
Dang.
And this man has got something to say to you.
Tell him off,
In
King.
fact, if King Neptune didn't interrupt and try to kill Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob probably would have quit and been fully able to join the cult.
I mean... Yeah... I mean, let's be honest, I feel like maybe, because I realistically don't see Mr. Krabs firing SpongeBob right then and there. I mean, yeah, I mean, let's be honest, Mr. Krabs is stubborn, no doubt, but, like, he wouldn't just fire SpongeBob for such a level of disrespect, to be honest. I mean, like, because he knows that, you know, because he knows that SpongeBob around these parks makes the Krabby Patties. That's what kept the people coming. And if he lets him go, well then someone else can write off his success. Heck, Plankton could. Plankton could as well. I mean, like, it's happened before. There has been some times where SpongeBob worked in the chum bucket. Well, not willingly. I mean, like, there was that one time where Mr. Krabs literally just placed SpongeBob's contract on a game of poker, and Plankton cheated, and now he gets SpongeBob. So shame on you, Mr. Krabs, but like it's happened before, so I feel like Mr. I feel like Plankton could manipulate SpongeBob's anger to Mr. Krabs, and have SpongeBob tell him the Krabby Patty secret formula. If Neptune wasn't there.
SpongeBob and Patrick go on a quest to retrieve Neptune's crown, and it's almost like every obstacle they face along the way is specifically designed to make SpongeBob and Patrick realize the dark truth about Goofy Goobers, but they fail to do so at every turn. So, they first stop at this tough guy bar that's full of men who beat up anyone that isn't manly enough.
A bowl of nail for breakfast, without any milk.
But I think there's actually a lot more going on here than it seems. This place actually has an insane amount of similarities to the Goofy Goober ice cream parlor. They're both shaped like boats, they both have bikes out front and a bar inside, and they both have two-word titles that start with the same letter, Goofy Goobers and Thug Tug. Is it possible that this place is actually a former Goofy Goobers establishment that was abandoned? I mean, they literally have the Goofy Goober theme song on hand.
Okay, yeah,
SpongeBob, it's the Goofy Goober.
Okay, yeah, that's about. I was about to say, like, from the updated evolution theory, we know that most, if not all, the houses were debris from the humans, right? So definitely some boats are gonna fall in, and we know that some boats can look the same. But then he showed me like they have the Goofy Goober music disc right in front of, like, on hand, and it's like, huh. Well, there goes everything I was about to say, to be honest, because, like, why did they have that on hand? Why did they have that on hand, to be honest? Like, what was that about? Also, call me stupid, but, like, no, I thought about it, and I was gonna say, like, are we sure that the Goofy Goober theme song, like, originated from here, like in Bikini Bottom, or did it happen from the humans? I was going to make a point that maybe it could be the humans, like maybe the humans made the Goofy Goober theme song, and that's where, and from the debris, the residents of Bikini Bottom just takes it and it's like, okay, we're gonna make this Goofy Goober. But then I realize, how are they gonna make how are they gonna find a giant, disc player that works underwater? And how are they gonna make discs so small? Because I don't think it would be Sandy who would help them out, because, like, Sandy came to Bikini Bottom, like, later. I don't know. Now I'm just sounding stupid.
And they claim that no kids are allowed here, yet we see some old kid-sized handprints in the bathroom. If this really is a former Goofy Goobers, then
Sure,
these guys
we'll
would
go with
probably
that.
know the truth about the cult, which would explain why they're so against having anyone who's not manly in the bar. It's not because they hate kids, it's because they're trying to keep out a dangerous cult. If SpongeBob and Patrick just stuck around a little longer, maybe they would have learned this too, but they quickly sneak out and even make fun of the tough guys at the bar.
Come on, Pat, one more time.
Okay, we're on a baby hunt. I don't think we don't know how to weed them out.
Nah, that's disrespectful. You wouldn't say that to their
They didn't
faces
get the
now.
lesson they were supposed to from this place. Then they go through a fish graveyard and stop at a random ice cream stand, but it turns out it was actually a trap for a monster to lure unsuspecting victims.
Okay, Patrick, you can let go now.
An ice cream store that's a facade for something darker that lures people in and keeps them trapped. It's like the ocean is literally screaming the truth to SpongeBob and Patrick, but they just aren't getting it. But then they reach an obstacle that's just too great for them to pass.
Yeah.
And it makes them reevaluate some things about themselves.
We're not kids.
Open your eyes, Patrick! We worship a dancing peanut for corn's sake!
Mm-hmm.
You've been wearing the same Goofy Goober peanut
Why you
purple
guys
underpants
stripping
for
from
3
his
years
drawers,
straight.
man?
Oh, you're right, SpongeBob.
It isn't until Mindy helps them realize that they're more than just Goofy Goober kids that they can continue on their journey. They sing an entire song about how they believe in themselves now, and
Yay.
Patrick even says this.
Now that we're men,
I changed my underwear.
How?
Have finally broken free from the cult's indoctrination, but unfortunately, it doesn't last very long.
Dang.
They're stopped by a hitman Plankton hired to take them out, and he completely
so Plankton, this
destroys
is all
all
your
the progress
fault.
they've made to grow as characters.
step aside and you won't have to feel the awesome wrath of our mustaches.
These.
Dang.
They were fake.
Of course they were fake.
They end up
This
being
is
abducted
what a
by
real
scuba diver
beard
who, to
mustache
them,
looks
is a
like.
terrifying alien from another world,
Oh,
which is an
no.
interesting parallel to Reginald Goober being taken by aliens. They're taken to Shell City in a room full of dead fish, a place eerily similar to a death cult after a mass suicide. While SpongeBob and Patrick are being dragged to death, they decide to fully embrace the Goofy Goober's beliefs and spend their last moments alive singing the Goofy Goober theme song.
I'm a Goofy Goober, yeah.
Embarrassingly, I will say that I cried watching this part when I was a kid. I'm not ashamed.
But then, just like
I
death cults always
cried a
promise,
little when I
they
saw
and
this when I was a
everyone in
kid.
the room are reborn when the sprinkler system turns on.
Oh.
Whew, this is it's getting real dark. Then we get to the climactic finale of the movie. SpongeBob returns to the Krusty Krab, now a changed man. He has to battle Plankton and his army of mind-controlled slaves, and this is how the final confrontation plays out.
And if I've learned anything during that time, it's that you are who you are. So yeah, I'm a kid. And
Yeah.
I'm also a goofball.
Uh-huh.
And a wingnut.
Yeah.
And a knucklehead McSpazatron.
Okay.
What's going on here?
But most of all, I'm...
Hey, settle down. Take it easy. What the scallop?
I'm a Goofy Goober, yeah! Dun 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 dun
On
dun.
first watch, this is such a satisfying and cathartic moment for SpongeBob. But in reality, this is the moment that he has gone past the point of no return and becomes a Goofy Goober. Now, this is normally when I pretend like the video was over and then surprise you with a last-minute twist, but I don't need to pretend this time. If you think this entire video has been insane rambling and none of this could possibly be intentional,
But let me ask this one thing, right? Let me ask this one thing. But can we really go off with that? Because, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, okay, say it's true, but SpongeBob still worked in the Krusty Krab. Like, even after the movie. And, you know, he still works in the Krusty Krab. He still works to this day to the Krusty Krab. I never really saw... I don't think there was ever an... Okay, well, now I just discovered that Patrick has at least once worked in the Goofy Goober. But I don't think I ever see SpongeBob working in the Goofy Goober. So, can we really say that he was fully turned with no return? That he fully turned without any return? Because he still works in the Krusty Krab regardless. He still got manager. So, does the theory fall from that? Because, like, if he truly was a Goofy Goober, and if he eats the ice cream, right? But we still see him still working in the Krusty Krab. So, like, I don't know. I'm just going into it
well
at
then
this
just
point.
for you, I have saved my best piece of evidence for last. Are you ready?
Yeah.
While SpongeBob sings the Goofy Goober song, we cut to him standing on the world and getting abducted by a UFO. And even the UFO's lights make a pattern of red, yellow, red, which is similar to the Goofy Goober UFO that has 2 red cherries with a yellow banana in the middle. And that is the Goofy Goober alien death cult theory.
Wow. Okay. Okay, the cat is alive. Okay. The cat is spared. I thought it was eaten.
Wow. Didn't think I could, make these theories any darker, could ya? Gotta love that good old family-friendly, PG-rated SpongeBob. I am having so much fun making these videos. Don't worry, we've got plenty more on the way. I'm just making SpongeBob stuff from now on. I've been your host, Alex the SpongeBob Guy. Thank you so much for watching. I will see
Just say
you
Alex
next
Bale,
time.
my man. But there's still more.
Assume you're still down here. Thought about what you asked, and sorry, I just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to buy you meat, but a living animal, like a cat, that's not a line that I'm willing to cross.
Thank you, Alex
And
Bale.
if that means you're not gonna give me SpongeBob theories anymore, then so be it. But honestly, man, good luck finding someone else that's gonna be willing to be a part of whatever this weird relationship is between us.
Huh.
Come on, I know you can hear me.
Oh. Why? Bad things happen in the dark, and I'm preparing myself. I got the Wakanda forever. I'm scared. What is it? It's... Oh, no.
What did you do?
You ate... You ate Mr. Whiskers!
My boy, I took what you brought me.
No, but I changed my mind. I didn't give you the cat.
You purchased the cat. You brought it to this home. I simply finished the job.
No, this is not what I wanted, okay? This isn't worth it. We are fucking done.
Dang. Don't you do it. Don't pick it up.
We both know you can't go back now.
Okay, this is the last time, and then I want you out of this house.
Oh. Okay. Alex Bale, you need to run. You're going to have to move out the house, man. Just leave the house abandoned. That's all you gotta do. Leave the house, bruh. Alright, so that's gonna be the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for like I can't speak. Make sure you like the video so I know you guys enjoy. Comment down below what you guys think. Whew. Honestly, this whole Muse stuff is so intense, just seeing it. Like, I heard of hearing it, but like seeing it, like, dang. We still got some more episodes along the way, so be on the lookout for that. You know, it could also help for you guys. It can also help you guys by subscribing and ring the notification bell, so you never miss out another video. We're also going to be doing the newer version, so we'll probably get more insight and more stuff. So, yeah, that's going to be the video, guys. Hoping this video doesn't get blocked like the last time, because this time it was going through Camp Coral. I mean, last video was going through Camp Coral, and Alex Bale shortened it in the newer version. So, fingers crossed about the whole you know, using footage of the SpongeBob movie, but it's just pray that this video gets out, guys. Anyways, guys, this is SpongeBob54 signing off.